Alright guys, Jurassic World review. Jurassic World was a track forged by myself and Papa Slaunch, and this track was designed as more of a, if you remember most of you might not know this, but the Terrain Rally series from previous Halos, I would put this under that category of track, as it does not have, it's all terrain, completely all terrain, a lot of crazy jumps and just insane sections that we wouldn't normally put in a track that we generally make. So that's why I would put it under that series category. Anyways, let's get on to the review. When it comes to raceability, Jurassic World is pretty solid. It can get a little hard to battle at a few sections of this track because it's more of a TRS track, so it kind of just comes with the nature of it. Those tracks are a little bit more difficult to battle on. And you see me slow down to let everybody catch up a little bit a few times in this gameplay, and it's mainly because we have Apathy in the lobby and he hasn't raced this track at all before, so we're just letting him get used to it. Anyways, it's definitely, there are easier parts of the track to battle on, like the one we're going through right now, the aviary section. There are easier tracks or easier parts of the track to battle on than other parts of the track, but for the most part it's good enough. There are a few parts where it does get a little tight, but the raceability, it's definitely easy to have a battle on this track, although there are a few sections you want to be a little bit cautious of because there's a lot of big jumps, and if you get too close to people that can kind of mess up your battles, so you have to watch out for that. When it goes to flow, I think Jurassic World, one of the better parts of this track is the flow of it. It has a lot of crazy sections, but I think Slaunch and I actually did a pretty good job at getting them to flow together in a way that kind of tells a story almost of what happened at this park before it became a track. That was kind of our goal with this track, is we wanted to make that good fusion of, you know, Jurassic World and a racetrack. We wanted it to be a good racetrack, but we wanted it to feel like you were racing, you know, through the park as all the dinosaurs broke out or something like that, you know. And I think we did create that feeling pretty well, because you have all these dinosaurs. For one, you have the Mosasaur, which is eating the Megalodon. You have the Brontosaur that's just like roaming through the water, eating a little Easter egg too. It's actually eating a tree, a little Jurassic Park Easter egg. If you pay close attention to that, we have an Ankylosaur that'll absolutely demolish you if you get a little too close to it as you're jumping. We have a T-Rex that just looks awesome as you're driving by it. You can also drive under it, which is a line. Sorry, I don't show that line off much. I might not even show it off at all in this gameplay, so sorry about that. But it's a pretty cool line. Here you have the crane that has crashed into the aviary, which you can kind of infer that had been crashed down by the Indominus or the T-Rex. Most likely the T-Rex, since the T-Rex is there. You have the Raptor that's just chilling up here by the Mosasaur. He's kind of just chilling. But that's kind of what we did with this track. When it comes to more of an aesthetic nature, we wanted to create that feeling of, you know, people being able to draw their own stories of what happened at this track before it became a racetrack. So I got kind of a little, I wanted to talk about flow. I got a little sidetracked there and went on to aesthetics. So aesthetics, I think, is the best thing. Oh, that was awesome right there. Aesthetics, I think, is the best thing about this track. I think the aesthetics, the dinosaurs, I think we did a really good job on, especially with the pieces we had. And I think that you can definitely come up with your own stories and draw your own conclusions just from the aesthetics on this track, which is kind of what we wanted to nail. And then I was talking about flow. I think the flow is one of the better parts of this track, because the track, flow and aesthetic kind of goes together here, because the track kind of, the way it flows, it kind of presents that story that I was talking about that you can kind of like draw your own conclusions about. It kind of presents that in a very linear way, and it comes off very cool, because the finish line of the track is the gate that you pass through, the Jurassic Park gate, and then you just go into this huge jump, which kind of symbolizing, you know, you're kind of just jumping into this park, and things are about to be insane. And then you just start to see, you know, right there you see the Brontosaurus, you start to see the dinosaurs, you eventually get through to the aviary, which clearly, you know, had been broken down, and you jump through the Mosasaur, which is like kind of like the grand finale. It just kind of presents it in this grand way. So I think the flow we did pretty solid on as well, because flow and aesthetic kind of go together on here. The weakest part of the track is probably the raceability. So if I were to give Jurassic World a rating, I would give it a solid 9 out of 10. I think Slaunch and I did a pretty good job. There are a few areas we could improve on, but on what we set out to do, I think we definitely accomplished that. Hope you guys enjoyed the video, and see you next time.